Standard forms of the equation of a hyperbola with center 0, 0. The standard form of the equation of a hyperbola with center 0, 0 and transverse axis on the x-axis is the following. We have x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared, which is equal to 1. So the similarities is that we have x squared, y squared, a squared, b squared, and 1 from the ellipse. The difference, though, is we have minus. Now, what the minus tells us is that the y squared term over b squared is negative. So if the x squared term is positive, then that tells us the transverse axis is on the x-axis. Now the length of the transverse axis is 2a. The coordinates of the vertices are plus or minus a, 0. The length of the conjugate axis is 2b. The coordinates of the co-vertices are 0 plus or minus b. The distance between the foci is 2c, where c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. The coordinates of the foci are plus or minus c, 0. The equations of the asymptotes are y, which is equal to plus or minus b over ax. And then we can see in figure A what that's going to look like, figure A. Now the standard form of the equation of a hyperbola, well, you can see here that again we have y squared over a squared minus x squared over b squared is equal to 1. And what you've noticed now is the positive term is the y squared term. So that's how we determine that the transverse axis is on the y-axis. Or the length of the transverse axis is 2a. The coordinates of the vertices are 0 plus or minus a. The length of the conjugate axis is 2b. The coordinates of the co-vertices are plus or minus b, 0. The distance between the foci is 2c, where c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. The coordinates of the foci are 0 plus or minus c, and the equations of the asymptotes are y is equal to plus or minus a over bx. Okay, now note that the vertices, co-vertices, and foci are related by the equation c squared equals a squared plus b squared. When we are given the equation of a hyperbola, we can use this relationship to identify its vertices and foci. If you look at part A, this is the horizontal hyperbola with center at 0, 0. You can see what the horizontal asymptotes equation looks like, where the vertices and the co-vertices, transverse axis, the conjugate. And on the right side is a vertical hyperbola with center 0, 0.